Welcome to SLPH, sir. Thank you very much. And make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
SLPH is just...
Oh, you don't have my support tonight. Me, I'm boring.
I don't know this thing. I don't know that it was.
Oh, you did?
But you don't say, but you don't support because
Boring just number one. You guys used to do Quay, but that's like still.
we still have to right over there.
So that's the trucks that are over there.
Going down there.
How big is the port's property?
We have up to 8 bath at the moment. Each bath is 270 meters length.
Okay.
Yeah.
8, so you can have 8 ships docked.
Yeah, 100%. We can even have more than 8. It all depends on the draft of the vessel.
Okay.
So if you have vessels that are less than 280, if you have like 70, 60, you can deploy like one bath.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello, how are you, man?
Yeah.
Good. How's it going? Excellent. Hello, how are you?
So this is my office, and then we go to the conference room.
Okay.
For a quick presentation, then we will move down to the
you
quay.
have a presentation.
No, for you, maybe you want to understand the... Wait, Samuel.
Where do you want me? Yeah?
Yeah, yes, boss.
Alright. You've been DG for how long?
Since 2023.
Okay.
Yes.
And prior to that,
I was the deputy general manager.
you were, so you've been at the ports now for a while.
Yeah,
How
I
long
started
have
working
you-
at the port since 2011.
So you now ports you don't grow white beer, yeah? Or the beer white tea. So you've been to the ports for 2011.
Yeah.
Okay. And professionally, this is where you've grown.
Well, more than 13 to 14 years.
I think, again, parts of what's really interesting, and I see that a lot, is that in many of the institutions where I go, there's always this false perception that, oh, they just can't with the DG, they no more, they just can't. But people don't understand that you essentially, like many of you, have essentially grown in the institution professionally.
Yeah. So I left the London Mining as one of the director of procurement.
Mm-hmm.
I spent like 4 years with London Mining, and before going to London Mining, I was working again with UNICEF. I spent some years with UNICEF. And before going to UNICEF, I was actually working with Leone Brewery. I spent 2 years with Leone Brewery as sales supervisor before coming to the port as procurement head. And since 2011, like we started Brewery here in Sierra Leone, and up till now I'm here. So I have vast knowledge when it comes to operations, procurement, and administration.
I think hopefully that's evident through some of the things.
And I left Bologna as one of the best black director ever. because I was the head of procurement and director of procurement for the region for Bologna. Yes, I was controlling the region from here all the way to P2.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're having some issues with this one. So let me just run through some of the so the port was established by an Act of Parliament, 1964. From 1964 to
the port authority.
The port was established by an Act of Parliament, 1964, and then see 1964 to 2010, the government of Sierra Leone decided to concession the port of concessionaires, wherein we had two major concessionaires that opted for the whole operation. One is AGL, formerly known as Bologna, and then the other one is a French company, and the other one is a British company, NSBT. So this is just like a quick one. Introduction, importance of SFA, function, achievement, organizational structure, developmental plan, challenges, port operations, cargo clearance, and cases at the quay.
Come and watch from here. I'm bringing my audience so that they can see.
Yeah. So the port, like I mentioned, the port was established by an Act of Parliament. For me, I started working here, and throughout my life at the port, I have been one of the best so far, youngest Director General ever in the history of the port. I commenced my working time in port since 2011. I've spent more than 13 years now at the port. I am the first Director General appointed because we had to change our act. Initially, the port, when we took over the whole mantle of the port in 2018, the act was not speaking to what we do. So basically, we had to push and say, okay, now we need to get an act that speaks to what we do. Because the port was established by an Act of Parliament, and then when we changed over from service port to landlord port, the act was speaking to, like, we are still doing like the service port, so I had to change the whole thing. So I became the first Director General of the port, and then the first ISPS trade ever in the sub-region. I am the first ISPS trade ever. I keep mentioning that.
What is ISPS?
ISPS is International Ship and Port Facility, wherein you have some classes, you have some exams that you have to sit in the UK, and then you have some scores that they can give you certificates. So I had to pass that one with amongst all other ports around the world. So for the organizational structure, like I said, we have two major concessionaires, one on the east and one on the west. The one on the west is AGL, formerly called Bologna. The one on the east is called NSBT, and NSBT is owned by a British company. We have up to 8 berths, of which 5 belongs to AGL and 2 belongs to NSBT. 3 belongs to NSBT. So with our operations, we have 2 STS, 4 gantry cranes that we are using, because
what's
initially
STS?
ship to shore cranes. We can go down there and you can take a look at what we mean by ship to shore cranes.
I'm not the ports guy.
So initially, when we used to handle container, we spent more than, for us to handle like 200 to 300 containers, we used to do it for more than 2 to 3 weeks. But because of the STS and the activities, we can do that less than 24 hours. So that is
the impact there is to facilitate trade, less
trade facilitation, operation, turnaround time. So we manage to improve the turnaround time. And in terms of the organizational structure, we, of course, this is the admin building, which we are actually pushing for us to move the admin building to go outside the port. That is what we are doing. And
why is that an advantage?
Because now, we have approached our berth occupancy. Our berth occupancy means we have reached the limit where we need to give space to the port, as we have increased our volume by 158% for 2024, of which
from when?
From 2023 to 2024, we increased our volume by 158%.
In 1 year?
Yes, which turns into profits, wherein we gave $7 million to government as dividend.
What did you do between 2023 and 2024?
Basically, taking over the operation, taking over the operation of the port, it has to do with a lot of things here. Because one thing I noticed, that I went all over the sub-region and then study how they think we must rely on them to do certain things. And then I said, no, Sierra Leone, we cannot rely on them to do certain things. So the first thing I did was to coordinate with the sub-region, wherein we have to do interland connectivity. So with the interland connectivity, wherein we push government for them to do this Guinea road. And then the second thing is for us to have the STS, the RTGs, and have all the mechanisms.
What's RTG?
The rubber Gansky crane. The rubber Gansky crane, we can, when you go down there, you see the rubber Gansky crane. Rubber Gansky cranes offload containers, move containers in less than 1 hour. We can do it less 400 or 500 containers.
So you're looking to build a new port building?
Expansion, yeah. We're doing it outside the port facility.
Where?
So outside by audit compound. So at the audit compound, we have Sonoko that is doing their flour mill. And then after that, we have the port clinic, we have the shipyard, we have Leone, Dangote.
So you have land?
Yeah, we have land for our
Until when?
So 2031.
That's not far.
And okay, then we also have the Quay ferry terminal, the government 12, KOJ, Quay oil jetty that we were talking about yesterday. The port in South, we have NITI 1 and NITI 2, which is being used by Vimetco and Sierra Water.
And that's an investment opportunity as well.
And then we have again PEPEL, MML, and then with Leone Rock Metal that are using our port.
So how many ports do you manage?
Totally, we have like 5.
Okay.
2 in the north, now 6, because we have
the
the
new one that you
yes,
the 6 ports. Okay.
So this is just an old data, and because of the economy this morning that you'll be around. So this is 2023. In 2023, we increased our volume. The marginal was a little bit too easy. We increased our volume by 9.
Okay. That was okay, because now what you were mentioning is
2023. 2023 to 2024, we increased our volume by 158%, which transformed into profit that we made, and we paid dividends to government of $7 million that we paid, I think, 2 weeks back.
So $7 million from the port and Harbour Authority.
Yes, that we paid through one of our concessionaires, because we have 20% share in the operations of the government, so to say.
Okay.
In terms of organization, like I said, for import and export containers, we use 2023 data, but we compare 2023 data when
we're exporting a lot more already.
Now at the
and
moment.
that, I guess that's also a reflection of industry, because exports. So okay, a lot of people always say, "Oh, forex. What's happening with forex now?" They think they know. Well, you don't have to worry about that. But when I speak about forex, but this is an independent opinion, because if you're increasing exports by 27%, it means you're selling more stuff in dollars, and it's a reflection of what we're doing. We're exporting oil, we're exporting minerals, we're exporting a lot more, and so that explains what you're. It's interesting to get that perspective from here as well.
Yeah. And with regards the operational, in terms of crane, we spend 21 hours, like I explained to you. Before we used to spend like 2 to 3 weeks to offload like 200 or 300 containers. Now we spend like 21 hours to do all of these 23 hours. When we talk about the average, last year is 23 hours for raw container, 18 hours for oil tankers, 36 hours. Bulk and break bulk, we spend average about 220. It all depends on the metric tons that they come in with.
And this is 23, so 24 days time is much better.
Yes, the time we spend to operate. In terms of importance of the port, of course, you know, majority of what we do goes through the port that comes out of there. And approximately, our cargo movement, we form at least, I don't know the GDP.
And what our GDP expanded, okay, but I think 9 billion with the what's the expression? It was about 5 billion. Okay. Now it's
so now we are playing a greater role in that, because if we have increased our volume by 158%, that shows that government is getting that much.
Absolutely, because it's also about what this element around goods and services that you're producing. And again, the 27% increase there. So if you're facilitating exports, it means that the impact on GDP. A lot of people, I guess, speak on those numbers without necessarily understanding how the little things that we do in our entities improve. And that was the number.
Rebasing. After you rebased it, let me get back to you.
So what's been before rebased?
Rebased was around.
No, before.
Before rebased.
Yeah, just Google it.
So functions are the our core major functions. Cargo handling.
6 points.
6 billion.
6 billion.
So I think we're about 9 billion.
9 billion. So within that. So functions of the port, we have core function and non-core functions. Like I mentioned to you, since 1964 when the port was established to 2010, when the government decided to concession the port to major concessionaires. These were our four core functions: cargo handling, shore handling, stevedore, towage services, pilot services, scanning, weighbridge, and all. So since 2010, we took the back seat and gave it to major concessionaires that came in and started doing this. For the non-com functions, again, we concession all of these activities again to private companies like the ferry terminal operation, medical services, engineering services. We have concession all of those to private companies. In terms of achievement, like I mentioned, we have replaced our Act 1964 Act.
Before the 2023, was this not modified after 1964?
It was not, they tried to
There were
repeal amendments,
amendments,
yes.
But this was the full one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we replaced the 1964 Act to 2023. We changed our status because our act was not speaking to what we do. We changed from service ports to landlord ports. And then we changed again from GM to Director General. Payment of concession fee increased again with regards to the expansion, development and implementation of port security plans that we have done so far under my own regime. And then the passing of ISPS for in 2018 we only passed, but our passing grade was 89, and now we got up to 98% this time around. Awesome. That is the more reason why we did a reciprocal visit to the US. I only came back again last week when we met again. I went there with the Harbour Master and team from SLMA, which we were a little bit impressed about how we manage our security with the US Coast Guard. We went to their office in DC, the head office. We met with most of the generals that are in charge of the ISPS, and then they took us to several ports in the US, Philadelphia and DC also, Maryland. Yeah, and we installed, of course, you have seen the cameras. I've installed up to 160 cameras at the moment with training of 191 staff, but now we did 91 specifically went out to PTS because they are supernumerary trained. They need to wear a police uniform, you can see them when we go outside.
The one that greeted you.
Yes, they are supernumerary. They are not police. Yeah. But they did the police training. And then we introduced 24-hour security patrol now, and 24 hours pilotage where we can come in with vessels. That is one of the major reasons.
When I went to Maritime, they were mentioning the rescue missions that they do. Yeah. Do you guys collaborate or they?
We work together. Sometimes when incident happens, we don't have the boats, we don't have the facility, so we have to call on them. They have yes. Okay. We call them for them to come in and aid the whole thing. So we do 24 hours pilotage, meaning when the vessel comes in, we can offload. That is one of the reasons which I noticed most of the sub-regions are not doing. So that is one thing I specifically told my concessionaires that we need to tap into this. So few things that we put in place were getting a pilot boat, ensure that we have like 24 hours.
So if a boat comes at 1 a.m., you bring it in.
Come in, start operations, everything on the boat before morning. And reduce the vessel turnaround time, like I mentioned again, CM. Initially, we used to do 200 container. We spent like 2 to 3 weeks, but now we can do 200, 400 container in less than 24 hours. This is another great impact that we did again, and increase the vessel calls again. If you take a look at the ocean, and then one of the things that I started explaining to people around the world, because we are part of the IAP, International Port and Harbour, of which we are taking great and active role. So we had this forum where we need to explain to them why Sierra Leone. And one of the reasons why we push Sierra Leone is because if you look at the Atlantic Ocean, vessels like coming down instead of going up. So that is the more reason why we have increased our transit and transshipment, because most vessels coming now, containers that are destined for Guinea, containers that are destined for Liberia, they will drop them here and then use smaller feather vessels and take them to Guinea and Liberia. So these are some.
So you're already doing transshipment?
Yeah, we are doing transshipment. We are doing transshipment. We are doing transit.
How much?
We started doing transshipment because the mass line engaged us for us to see how best we can get their empty containers and then get some full containers that are destined for Conakry and Liberia. We already started doing it this year. But in terms of that is transshipment, because they are not destined to go outside. Transits are not transits. We can take them outside, but they are not destined for Sierra Leone. They pay their duties at the border, but we manage them when it comes to the contact.
And both of those numbers you're tracking.
We are tracking all of them. We are tracking all of them because it's our port operation.
I guess that's how the 158% breaks down.
Exactly. And I've already recruited over 200 youths because as soon as we notice the increase in volume, increase in operation, you have to increase the staff.
Are they permanent or contractual?
Yeah, we permanent some. We only have
very few.
13%.
115, only 115 out of 600 or something.
We only have like
We only have
115.
115.
It's very good.
Even at that, it's just like they are permanent staff because that
We are doing everything
All
for them.
facilities,
they have
We
service benefits.
leave
they have
allowance,
leave allowance.
medical, transportation allowance, everybody.
Yeah, they make all my reports and they can be applied.
The old man can't afford.
That's the project we're having.
They are so full right now.
Yes.
And the achievements are many, like I explained about the
It's okay.
rehabilitation, Gabion.
What's the Miami Ports Agreement?
So because of all of this improvement that we have done so far, the Miami engaged us through the how do you call those? Consular General, George. They said they want to have a meeting with us. We started having the discussions, and they wanted us to see how, because getting containers.
You have the agreement.
We have not signed the agreement yet.
Okay.
They are pushing for us to sign the agreement, but we need to look at the advantage as against the disadvantage.
Okay.
So getting container from Miami, you spend like 7 days direct to Sierra Leone, and then we know we increase volume.
To speak about the safety of ports. By the way, they see drugs in Kayaboku, so let's speak to the safety.
So we'll talk about the safety side of the whole thing, increase the
No, but the drugs in Kayaboku or in Boku?
That's to read ACM. The honest truth is that people don't know how the port operates.
So tell us.
We have a whole structure. In this presentation, you will see the clearance process for you to know that we have a structure at the port wherein we track each and everything that comes into the port. And I don't listen to what people say or what the media people are saying. They need to come to the port and get the correct and the factual
now,
answer.
so you tell us.
So the Miami agreement, the cargo dwelling hours, cargoes that spend more time here, the turnaround time, the cost of doing business, we have managed all of that, and the port has been rated as one of the best ports in the sub-region. I will show you the certificate that we got from our international partners for 2022, 2023, and 2024. We're hoping that 2025, this port is going to be the best port again in the sub-region. That is not a secret. I'll show you the certificate. We have the evidences, so people will. And developmental plans, we are working on formulating a 25 years port master plan, because this
Let's keep the plan.
okay, port master plan, enhancement of
Let's
internal
keep the plan. It's fine.
challenges, of course, maritime piracy at the Gulf of Guinea. So you asked a very brilliant question with regards what happens with maritime activity. We don't have control when vessels leave the port of loading to the port of discharge, because they will have a lot of activities going on at high sea. We only have control over our territorial water, meaning when vessels are here, we ensure that they go through the security measures that they are supposed to go through. That is the more reason why, as per our own law, as per our own act, we don't allow captains or pilots to come in with vessels, because we have a lot of rough terrains wherein we have to send our pilots to go and pick up vessels, come with vessels into our secured anchorage. When the vessels arrive at the quay, we have
What's
to
the incidents? I don't know. Ship they, because we must have the water. I don't know if they gallop the day or then they get.
So in maritime, we don't have gallop. We have what we call tide. The tidal approach. When the tide is high, you might feel some of these. I'm pretty much sure that you have noticed some of these things when you're using the.
I suppose, how does that? The reason why I'm asking is people also talk a lot about insurance costs, and how do you weigh the high shipping insurance with you providing pilot services?
So we don't charge them. It is part of globally. These are some of the things that we don't have control over. Like what is happening now with China and the US. Logistically, they will tell you that they don't have enough containers, because China is trying as best as possible to cut down some of.
Is the insurance high to Sierra Leone compared to the sub-region?
It is.
So how do we correct that?
So this is the more reason why CM, we all need to put hands on them to tell Sierra Leoneans that most of the things that they are doing to say bad things about our country is not that too good. Because early this year, we had the cause to go again to the UK, come with the British Hydrographic people, they were here, we agreed for us to, because they give us parameters of things that we need to do, which we have already done about 80. And then one of the other things that they are looking at, some of these journalists that normally take things that happens elsewhere and put it on Sierra Leone, which is that not so good. So what we are doing now for the insurance
is reflective of all those things.
Bad things.
Misinformed.
Bad things from the war.
Because even from the war time, so it's been like state class like the war zone.
So I hope we change that.
No, we are working on that, because when we took over this port in 2018, the port was on a blacklist. We pushed the port from blacklist, we took it to grey list, and now we are fast approaching white list. So some of the requirements are things that we need to do. These are some of the things that we are working on. So we use the insurance. Because if you are complaining, like for example, there was a lady that came in with a container and said that she was having a lot of gold in her container, like old vehicle. And then when they did the investigation, Grimaldi noticed that that was all lies. And then the lady was saying that the whole thing happens in Sierra Leone. So because of the cameras and the systems that we have put in place, we managed to pick up the container, the whole footage of when they discharged the car. We looked at it from the time they discharged the car until from the day they discharged from the vessel, and then when the vessel arrived in Sierra Leone. So we managed to note that yes, this vessel or the cargo came in this time, and then the container or the said car, there was nothing, nobody tampered with the seal or nobody tampered with padlock. And then the investigation went on. What Grimaldi did was they said, okay, the DG, we are sorry, but we need to cut down on some of the things that we are doing free for Africa, so to say Sierra Leone. So what does that mean? Now, if you are shipping your container, before they used to say, okay, now you can, they can allow people to put like old things inside cars, but that's not anymore. So these are some of the things that we are saying. If you say you put gold inside, after the investigation, they noticed that it was all lie. They have all the CCTV footage when they load the vessel from the port of
Quay. Find the human back for that.
But again,
the thing about this is once it goes out, really, they don't put the same energy.
And this
right.
Yeah. So squatters at the port. You remember we had this conversation as to how
we still need to address that. I know
them. Container exiting the port late in the evening. I think that is something that we are working again with the police.
Why is that a problem?
SLRC, because during the day, you know, because of the accident.
No, but why is it a problem that they exit at night?
Because there was this story that most times when these containers are going out, they'll cause congestion, traffic, and all that.
No, I understand why it's at night, but why is it a problem for you?
It's a problem for us because we have increased our volume, and our battery occupancy is up to 69%. So if we keep holding on to containers,
the reason why I hope you're engaging, expanding your occupancy, but also moving stuff via this temporary place where people go clear it.
Yes, yeah, the dry ports. Yes, that is fast approaching. So as soon as we get all of this done, then we will be fine. We will be fine. That is something that we are pushing for. Okay, like I explained, AGL they have 5 baths. The government has 20% share. They have 36 now. They are up to 36 years, 41 of this new thing that we did. And then NSBT again, they have 3 baths. They have already constructed another new bath again. It's a British-owned majority shareholder in bulk and break bulk, because they have 80% share in bulk and break bulk, 21 and 25 plus this new one.
And when was the when was this one done? Nectar
we have added because
and when was it signed?
2017.
And then
they have done.
But this is again back to investments. Both of them have invested how much? What's the investment into ports, the baths construction?
For Nectar, this one is 50 million. For AGL, they spent 120 million.
120 million initial investment, and then they are going to spend another $25 million again to do some repairs and all. Yeah.
Fantastic. I suppose that's part of the reason why when people say, oh, why make a government not put them 200 million for invest in the ports. and so you get revenue. You have a better investment in property.
There are more vessel calls because of the
Okay.
So, port operations and their function, operators and their function.
Skip.
We have customs, ACFA, ITOA, ITS, LSS, shipping lines, SLRS, SLMA, police, and all. And cargo clearance process, like I was explaining to you, I will only focus on two major ones, which has to do with containerized cargo.
No, talk and Creole because now this nine people then can not understand.
Okay, so I limit myself to containerized cargo, how cargo they can at the ports. Yeah. For cargo, the way they can at the ports, we get two major ones. We get the merchandise and the personal effects. Merchandise are the one way they can sell. The personal effects, like we they move from America and you hang out with personal to them or cars them and all that, we refer to as personal
And
effect.
all inside container.
Yes, all the inside container. And then at the canal to the clearance process. You get what them call pre-clearance process and the post-clearance process. For people then we always they get this notion because not so many side and they for begin they can't say when somebody out one container to tap in a port and get for full responsible. We don't pull the AMPA clearance process for far too long from 2010. Yeah, who concession the port. So we now a landlord, we just don't know more now for make sure say the policy aspect supervise the major 100%. You can go show you with you. So you get the pre-clearance process. Again, you get people who will be complain say they don't can in container, don't take blah 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 blah. We don't get control over that one day. When you load from the port of loading, they get all the requirements the way for go through. For example, at the go for load me container. The container that they give you can't go now you host or you can't go now you load inside. When you go there, wait till you put today, wait till you don't put today, you lock them, you understand? You take them back at the port, you understand? Then the clearance process is that when you don't load and done, if you make sure you get the required documents them, where you get for can use for can clear now. But however, what people like can do, they're not going to go for the beer. Some man don't pay for the shipment themselves. Say the cargo reach now. And if the cargo don't reach now at the port of discharge, and that's it they want for beginning on. Then when they gonna go now, and that's it they want for payments and all. We don't do as a government we will take over. The time we get now for dwelling time for sale now 3 days. But because of this government, thought of it say no, we get for increase and first we go 7 now we don't go 10 days.
So compare saving the marriage, the waiting.
The waiting time we don't give them. For less somebody who comes to say, well, me consider a document not you get up to 7 days.
Now you don't get an extra.
They don't get more days than a way. We just say you will get the document and start the clearance process. So the clearance process again, when it don't reach now the port of discharge, with terminal operators now. If now,
so for that day, the marriage, we people then get say.
And the demurrage they say.
So the demurrage day now don't increase from 3 days to
7 days.
7 days.
This is important because when we talk about facilitation of trade, facilitation of people then trade, people they pay more demurrage because that 3 days is taken them begin. But we as a government
we don't increase them to 7 days.
okay.
And then when they will not push ourselves, they understand it to 10 days.
Not allowed.
For the shipping companies.
Yeah, the shipping company they don't go 10 days.
For BL,
Shipping lines, they don't go 10
10
days.
days.
We don't push until they go 10 days.
Okay.
But because of the Finance Act, says 7 days, and we know how some money they are excluding
No,
weekends and all
no,
that. So we don't go 7 days. That are the honest truth. So post clearance process, that means from yonder, as you load the containers of at the port, they will give all the documentation. If you don't pay all the fees then. So however, people can pay for realize that if you see the process done, when they don't load. Then when the container reach now, we can find out how say. Now that's the day they find out how say, we will not get the original BL. And if you don't get the bill of lading. So if you don't get the original BL, you get the telex release. Telex release now email where they send, but you go to the shipping line for tell the shipping line to go me the shipper there and say this container here belong to Mr. XYZ. Then we not allow for clear because you not get the original BL. You understand? This thing that thing we don't go on radio, we don't go explain to people and but however where they can come, they get them with. So where they don't get the original BL, we can allow them back again now say for let they use telex release. Telex release and for let them just send email to the shipping line say give this person and get this container. But if we don't get all of them documented, we're not going to be able to do anything because we normally somebody can claim container and say this container belongs to me, which is not the case. And then we get for make sure say we keep offsetting and we go according to the international laws because port we deal with international laws and more than even the local laws. So you can do the pre-clearance process. When the vessel left, you can still come if you get your original BL. You go to the shipping line, you change the BL for a delivery order. The delivery order now with the shipping line they give you, you start the process. When the shipping line don't give that delivery order now, you come back again that port staff for start all the other processes them and wait for the container.
Then process in a paper or digitized?
The international side them na digitalized one, but you know they speak to each other.
So
all man get your invoice
they
process. Yeah, we dey work on that for this single window thing we they push and forget single window which
and then they go even accelerate time even better.
We go reduce the turnaround time. So that means we remove the human interface inside the clearance process, and then system will speak the America and inside of the world for the clearance process. So this where all the operators that we get, the stakeholders them get their own process. You go to the shipping line, you go take, you can have the polo, you can take it in a delivery order, you go pay invoice, you go to customs, get all
and then can use that agents for.
Yeah. As per law, like I say, the port in law is quite different. We na port, we need to deal with third part. You understand? We need an agent who can stand in between we and Nani because of the international laws. Sure. If somebody gets problem, now the agent to the whole.
So we then can do all these. The agents there now. The people now the agents then will pass some people there.
Yes. We don't get transit. If you use, however, not all the agents are bad. I can say this. I don't say to a lot of people. So you get agents there where they go through customs process, NIA, where they go sit exam. They certify them.
So before you choose agents, you ask them, say, show me paper. Then.
Exactly.
And
well, we go with salon sister them. We brother them. We they can do clearance process. They prefer to go to them. Then with case agency then. Where they can't go like all the documents. You all you don't see taking money. They go in time. We don't get involved. Okay. Because when you get involved, they look you say you bad. Right. So that is the pre-clearance process. The post-clearance process now, when the container will reach now, then we therefore go to the clearance process proper. Okay, let's just come. Now this one the NRA system is one. Yeah?
No, more skip than the process.
Okay, the process. These are the pre-clearance process. So before you come, you go first and get your T number. The clearing agent, like I say, we need to deal with clearing. We need to deal with the customer then. We deal with clearing agents. So the clearing agents they need to do everything for you. Then after that one day, then go to destination inspection way to ITS. Or not the island before they be called. Then from there now you come to the shipping line. From the shipping line now you come back again for scanning facility. There comes in now with WTB they say now for that elaborate more on how we they do. For any container where they come now this country, yeah, they go through scanning process. Yeah. We go through scanning process, we will find out say anything of security concern with the settlement side, the scanning they inform NRA, not to report. The scanning we don't privatize that to private company, not to port. Let me make it very clear. Ports don't get anything with the client. Now we just supervise them. Yeah, but a private company do that. Then we don't come out scanning now account to the client agent. Client agent don't get the documentation, can't go on a bank, you go to implement them. So this is not the whole process.
But what will they complain? What would they area? When they go back to that private company for say, for investigate, see why make this pass or
yeah. So waiting they happen. How the investigation is. Like we know they like take case to court, and then because of no take case to court. Waiting at the end of for do, I bring calm security measures them in place. One of the things that we do, we allow police for dinner, we allow Tuku for dinner, transnational organized crime in dinner, we allow SICOP for dinner. We know the French government they support them. We allow them for kind inside. We get the IIS, we get the Interpol, they all dinner. So when they do this joint examinations, don't go. You can go see how they do the examination. Everybody needs to have everybody. So if you don't go. You go, the CCC, you get anything suspicion, then they put on the grade.
Oh man,
they scanning the quicker and send them. The way they can open now on stuffing, all man they didn't see. So waiting people they expect we for do. Again, there are things we professionally and where we ban to.
How many containers come through per month or per year?
Per year, I go get for look at that later. Because
So just to put people into perspective, if we get 135,000 containers in the car, then something one container the kitchen we are like, hey, that's so imagine 1 out of 135,000.
So even 135, we don't go slightly above that one day.
Even if that's 10,000, more than you go buy.
Yeah, because I think I want to confirm the data. But anyways, we will get to see. So when we get the process, everybody get what they do. We can go there, go see how it works. Yeah, and then NRA now you get the in-gates. If you consider go blue, then you able to check out.
More skip that there.
Okay.
Because I want to go see.
They can go there. The post-client process and I will consider the reach now. Where the client agent they come, the client agent.
And all this there, if you digitize on the single window, all
now one place you sit down and one.
Alright.
Of course, the cases that we don't get like I be explained to you. Cases of drug where the people that they go allow for.
But it's even na UK, America, outside drugs then they did at the post.
First one, now they the hub. So what the people that they make us say, me I need listen to media.
No, if I will listen.
You know SCM, you know the problem. Like I said, the thing the more you take your time for listening to media, the more you take the energy for beginning with.
No. We want for me you want to be number one port. So they listen only for get feedback and for see how they not to the standard though. Even that one they want for maybe 0. And then that we go.
CM the process now the marine sector now international based process. Saloon we need manufacture all of the thing there.
And Saloon we are one of the best ports there.
Best spots, you understand? The thing that we don't do, we don't make we don't become the best spot. We security day number 1. We don't pass the ISPS. And then they don't send other people like for Canada, for Canada. Even the French send them, never team them, they send them, those kind of, they all day, we do audits and everything don't show saying that we are the best. Not to say that we got to manipulate that, yeah. So we'll catch case.
Not to court authority.
Not to court, yeah.
Team giving at the
No, they can't go see. So, like for example, when you go through the clearance process, we catch until we get anything suspicious. What will they do? We hand them over to police, say, this is not a case where we want to come in and can investigate. We don't get anything. We only prosecute, we just hand over. And then when we do this examination, we do it in the presence of all the other stakeholders that we did part of the clearance process.
Understood.
Yeah. Case of drug, stowaway cases, arms and ammunition, we don't catch in our boku. All of the cases are cases we catch, but some man want follow put on a platform when they do. Sure. Why that lady against the law, the international laws, because it make you country look bad. Sure. Or then, but honestly, if you check with the police,
but also not security.
And I will explain to the security investigation. We don't take this one, so man go free. And now police they go after them, police and they do very well, and even the justice sector they do very well. Sure. We like last week or 2 weeks back, we catch a container now we full of. But now the police they part of the investigation. Day before I started back again, we don't. So now gradual processes until we get them correct.
But it shows, by the way, we catch people there. It's a sign that you're good at what you're doing. Yeah. It's that's what it means. But then we law not they prevent bad people for trying to do bad. The law did it, and the efficiency is in how you get to do it. So I'm happy that you're also collaborating with those other people. So, mobile.
So the cases that before be high. Now I was attacking with it before SLPP they take over. Container the HR empty and full all thing done. Or not to that story. We get people that get institutional knowledge. Sure. So for theft case, that be major thing that will happen at the key. We don't make sure so we don't container.
You make sure so you talk all the night you slide. Me, I want to make it to you, but you talk.
Okay, fly. Then we get to see and go fly over the use of fake documentation, pilferages and all that thing. Now cases that they will get. So this one a brief explanation, and the honest truth is that we want this nation for applaud people that we don't really do good.
How many people can you open ports?
We get up to 605 at the moment.
Across one at 6 ports there?
No, for not ports, port authority. But we get 318. NSPT gets 200 and some.
Plus
we own. So in totality, we will get up to 1,800 to 2,000 staff. Because we did the data with the peak, then when they can hire and they fire, they can update. Senior management now, we directors and we get 10 directors.
How many of them are women?
36% and they win are women.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We got the deputy in a woman, the deputy audits a woman, Harbour, the best Harbour master ever at the sub-region a woman. The deputy.
Congratulations.
So we are doing more. We get a lot of marine engineers. We don't hire, we don't come, we don't train them.
I have that they need
No, we get 36 a day. I wish I don't know say on the camp. I've already been a guy welcome you.
It's okay. I just
So
have
that
to
it suits
ask.
us. And like I say, CM, the things same way I don't do, not because of me educational background, but because of the experience and things.
When you being small, the toys know them to buy for you in a ship there.
Not really. And
But congratulations! I think evidently I want to go see. The major takeaway is 150% increase in 1 year.
158%.
My reach almost 160%. 160% increase in volumes. The increase in time for people in process from 3 days to 7 days. The increased revenue, $7 million dividend paid back. The expansion of the bats, and even though your bat capacity is at 60%, you're still investing in the infrastructure, the employment and the training, 30%, 36% gender, and the international partnerships are all wonderful and commendable. So thank you for the work we do, and I look forward to going and seeing you out there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, we in our port. Before you go down our port, you have to get safety gear. So, CM.
It's not safety. I like the cool safety hats. It's
Where the flash?
this one week. So when you go make palaver, now this kind cap if they wear.
Yeah, the flash. Yeah.
Or if you go outside, if you go watch then Riot Trust game there, now then kind cap here if you wear.
So, where the other flash are them? Then we go. So CM, before we go, I want to show you the award. Then Salon and the Lucy Salon. We don't do well from 2018, from when we took over, and then when we don't come from 2022, 2023. These are the award we don't get this one from international partners and as one of the best port and the sub region.
Awesome.
Always at 2 years.
Best ports.
Best ports.
Imports, export growth.
And then the US Coast Guard again give you this back again.
Awesome.
This is show how
US Coast Guard. Awesome.
what they do. And then this
The
one,
port security.
Yeah, the port security. This one, then this year gets us a Fogo America. Where they will give award again for the most and the best secure port. Look at it. That's it. Of course, we pay. We all reduce them. We adhere to.
When I pay when I use them. So when I pay that seat.
Yeah, when they pay 100%, when they pay all the yes, the taxes they will for pay.
Very much on time.
Yeah, and of course, as Manu say, award winner and the most consequential organization. We get all political parties and we then look the report and give it award CSA for the fastest growing port. So we are doing well.
I think the thing that's really interesting for me is the level of progress in a really short time.
Yeah.
You guys are doing. I need to check if not to twice ship them in the gate.
No. Like, what is flash?
Yes, boss.
So you want to come out? Will you go? Okay, CM. Look, you just see this.
No, I meant not see the camera side so that person will say, now the camera there. Or like you have full 360 coverage, so it doesn't matter.
This one, and then all you see all side.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Are you looking dressed already though? Hello, how are you? How are you, sir? Excellent.
They do well because
I mean, I think it's important that we're able to. That's enough.
yeah, we're not going to see that area. We're controlling camera 24 hours. Okay, and I think we control them there. And finance, security department. So now we can go down the board.
Okay, so this, you can the admin.
These are the administrative units.
Why make you not color that are yellow and green?
So Muta. And the part of that.
The yellow, what does yellow stand for? Yellow color in the marine or in the sports area?
Yes.
Somebody just did this side and when before we are up on how big? Now who ship this?
Tanker vessel.
Tanker?
Tanker.
Ah, so these are well-designed tankers. That's so big?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the new bag, the new bag starts from right over there.
From inside?
From after this vessel.
Okay.
So this one about 1 and about 2.
So this now who's shipping?
Flour vessel.
Flour and wheat. Now and the can, because they did near.
Yes. And it's not to be so normal. Yeah. But you get 20%, the bulk and break bulk. So it all depends.
What's in bulk and break bulk?
We all can break bulk, like this one we see so, yeah. This one we not like bulk. This is for offload, I'm not crane.
Ah, okay.
You understand the difference, and like this one we can come back. And so we get right now battle of food. That is the show say.
So this thing where they talk about volumes,
yes.
is that evidently. So all the back there.
We turn on all the back the food best for the
wait till the wheat.
So now
you make define for the improvements for unload the 24 hours.
24 hours, how big
so you get this, and then this is like oil.
Now oil is one we can for oil and that can be expensive yesterday. I'm not going to get a suction. We don't like to go see and get a 5 days.
And then which one?
Then in a massive ship.
And then beyond that.
Beyond that, we
so
can
how many ships they able to get? 8. Are they so now full? This one and they will buy.
Then in a cement. Cement
so cement they download right now. Rest and wheat they download. And then this is the fuel. And then master ship. All team fully. I don't see some of you man engineers. How are you guys? And what's this?
What
does that mean?
For keep good some with the captain, more especially
Backward never.
For rest and cement.
Hello. How are you guys? Good, thank you. What's in they have all the
Now the
shed?
shed them down there where we get for temporary storage. Because basically some people in the way they can come, they don't can get storage. So the best they can wait now for the longest time. So what do? They rent their best storage there, they offload inside.
And it's cheaper for them because you don't have the storage, but then you store,
and then you pick up some, they pick up and go.
And do you have a maximum time to clear it up? So that somebody that don't use it. That the old FPC.
The one for user for 9 in the pay.
But what's the capacity or occupancy rate? How they go?
Director of operation, how many thousand is one they take now?
This one is up to 50,000 metric ton.
What products do you have?
Cement. Cement.
So you have
Different. They get all the way down. So I want to go AGL first because they go.
What was it used for before?
Cement.
That was inside.
Be careful.
Cement.
It was always cement.
Yes. We did it because of the product. We didn't even mix them. They can mix it because of the product.
Right now, empty.
Yeah.
Because it can fall out.
So CFD is classified as NSPT concession area because of the concession is the part of port. However, because of Utilina, this is the advantage. Pull of us at the end. This is the warehouse.
I see. Well, I guess it's part of what I mean. The thing about these joint ventures and concessions is that we have to work together, private sector and government.
That's what we're doing.
And that is just conversation.
Yeah.
I can get you boss. Better ask you life. Yeah, I like you. I can get better for you.
this is
This is
the
the suction.
for the fuel.
No. No, so, you want like that yesterday we discussed about how Aminata them, they need the left. We see pipe clamp,
Sure.
socam, and then go.
Now from here,
Back they use yes, the same thing.
Dangote is
And
still
I'm going to use this.
operational.
And I'm going to use this.
It's still operational.
Yeah, but they don't stop us at the moment.
The
Well,
year.
because they don't pay them this year, you know. So we still continue and say unless they don't pay, they'll pay them on Saturday. So I mean, not that they still in pipe. They don't pipe them all. They just one. You know,
This pipe
they
with the-
can stop.
How long did it take to
This one, the division is between Boromi, AGL, and NSBT. That's the thing. But because of partnership there now,
They
we
love.
just give them right,
Sure.
they give them peace for let them do that. So they don't plan this side. This wire now,
That man they don't say.
Rambo is there. Never let it go.
And which one is that?
Who's comes? This one, Dangote. Yes, this is a package where you can pass another your belt and go back to the other side. So we know we make sure say not running at one. We will obstruct traffic, we will in terms of safety, so 90% easy for repair and maintenance. Way they up and way they down.
I see.
But yeah, correct is so these are the demarcation. This from here now are the buffer zone. This buffer zone.
Would they agree with them?
Yeah. So these are the buffer zone. Most times we took Lunaya. People drop them go by any stage. We don't check the customs, don't do all the work before they exit. So now we can let them was they don't complete all the processes there. Make sure say everything 100% okay before they go to the next stage. Wait till you see container they come out from Borough, that's gonna get 100% charge from container. That's from 5 upwards. So that make you see that.
Within 5 over.
No, 5 containers and above, and again the exclusive rights.
2 and 5 and above.
Like if you first to come with 4 containers, Bologi don't get help with the charge. No best for you can so that you don't get anything. Then this one for the BGM, CM, we will solo cancel.
Like 5, it will be 100 seconds.
No, there are 5. This one party with BGM, this way now. Yeah. This one will left an eye in case of emergency. You just get one at the exit and
But
one
it's
at
functional.
100%. This one we can use them like routine like emergency. You want to know the work, you can allow it to all the perfectly now for the everything. 100% functional. We can go down here and let you see. This the other shed the one there where they use by Bologi they use. We just don't have hotel and sell the repair. And then they do solar system now so that
On top because you have a lot of roof.
yeah.
Then they repair the roofing.
So inside this buffer zone, you get all the other players in, the police, the IS, LSS, all the everything. But let them know say the post really secure. Yeah. Now here they all money do the in-checks. We don't get parts, we don't get nothing.
All these containers that we see here have been scanned.
Yeah, all of them. As per law, no container has the right to exit the port without going through the scanner.
The security system.
100%. All container has.
Them most kind of because they can procure on their road, they will not to get minimum standards for cancelled.
And the SLRC don't they do well. They don't collaborate with we for them we get from them. This one I better say before if you see so don't be there.
We have minimum standards too.
Yeah, the customs building.
Not the customs standards.
Customs house here. And they don't build this side there. And they do them examination for
How many of them container there are? Or then they go outside? Somewhere go outside?
Outside. So get minimum requirement now say for all container where you can now get license, you can make sure say the tire and good. Already allowed container for me, we not get PL tag outside. So all this one. We can. On stop here, we go on stop here. Appeal pass here. Have you not informed Maroon? Say they can, but actually you don't need them because I picked up Maroon on the gem here. Here for
So like those guys there, they're part of the temporary staff. Like the guys who load and unload.
Yeah, so like I said, we don't have any function that we're doing. So we have concessions all of these functions.
So even the loading and unloading,
yeah,
it's
we have
through
companies that are doing it. We have 12 companies that are doing this function.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we don't have anything that we are doing.
And
So
that,
this is
that's,
Dangote.
yeah. So the function inside.
All the way. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So this then I like what's in this. How I mean we don't put the cows in kind of out.
We don't put the lawyers in there.
No, but we don't pass no cabinet, no? See
Almost got it. Which year?
I think we had cabinet. I think I must carry if you put that guy must carry road.
I go ask James
I will
last
check.
week. Yeah,
I think
if that is the
cabinet.
case.
I don't know, cabinet.
Initiated the discussion.
In cabinet?
No, not in cabinet.
No, I'm in cabinet. Yeah.
It's a cabinet.
I'm talking about the cabinet. Are you not in the
Silo the one is where Dangote they use. So the best we best to have this one at the conveyor, they suck them from here now, go all the way to the silo. We tell them we stick to safety and security, everything needs to be properly. So they are around that one part, the big challenge. And this one at AGL.
Again, back to development. What they say, if you're not, now we the people in the country, now we they make the development. You know they support government, the institution and what act. It's on us, right?
Yeah, definitely. And now if you say they can't put it on there, they don't go for
That's how they go?
Yeah, that's how they go.
So this is where all vehicles that come.
Yes.
Some have damages. Did they come with like this? Like that they went
That's what they got.
like a camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are surveyed. So our important. So Mepos not come as rich and they say, oh, as the rich port line and damage the
No. They survey form with pictures where the owner says the sign.
so the owner decides
Yeah,
so that must get the so it can.
Yeah, the government is already put now, you take something, I put in the stack cam, I put on blue down, high time, knock out every day because of them cleaning the local people in the name. So we don't put that system in place. So if you see somebody cancel, you know say that you can. I didn't answer, not
But if you cancel, what do you cancel?
they can make somebody use that for spare parts. No. So these are the clearance process we will explain to you. Now, these are the unstopping. All containers that we come inside. Some way we don't identify say this one get attention.
So this is not the uploading.
Yeah, these are the unstopping.
And as you say, camera.
Camera upload them, pull them, one down. Of course, the agent they didn't do that. They behind
the agents and they did it.
All man they did it.
Yeah.
The owner they did it. The agent they did it. Everybody they did it for let them check, including police, the token, everybody. All they did that. They so. They did our customs. Everybody do the agent. You know agent for this one. Don't do the.
No, I mean the agents.
Hey, the agent. Yeah.
Master.
How are you, sir?
Fine, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Go on all the way. Yeah. So
and do they provide? Everybody brings their own vest. Or
everybody
you guys provide.
Everybody.
Now
One party.
it's your law.
Yes.
Now they find them.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody can sign, they allow you for let can sign.
They can't sign.
They can't sign at all. So what we can do normally, part of the process is that we assemble containers and when the wish list they come up from customs. Let do it be there. Because they say we get 200 containers a week for scan. We don't scan, we really come to do examination. Customs send wish list to Morgan, and we really can start them. Where you can agent them, so that they can do this.
These are all investigation one day.
No, these are the normal process that we do. Because of the
How are you?
2 minutes, sir.
Thank you.
So what we don't do now, containers them, we get specific container now where you don't say, we consider the car where you do 100% examination. Container like in South America, 100% examination.
Oh, 100%.
100%. On UK, we do 100% examination. Holland, we do 100% examination. Because most cases now we will find out, say, what the case down at the court, and from there consider the car. So like that, we go down.
Forward.
So these are CME asking question about the labor of museum. Safran, so you get Safran, we don't use it.
So then they provide.
Yeah, they only provide labor.
Then they provide their own labor service.
Exactly, yeah. Then you get Leone dog, you get Port TV dog, you get the rest of Maroon. Ah, yeah, Maroon is there. Hi, Maroon.
Hi, how are you? How's it going? David.
Thank you. Chief Minister.
Excellent.
I already informed Maroon about it.
Excellent.
He used to be my colleague, but now.
Mohamed Lamin.
Mohamed Lamin is here. Mohamed is here. Mohamed Lamin.
Why they ask for you?
Why they ask for you?
But I think we're just getting a total briefing, and because it's important for people to see what we do, how government collaborates with the private sector on services.
Also with the help of the Port Authority, of course.
Yes, so we're just on the top.
I was just explaining to him that we have done more than well by increasing our volume by 158%. We have paid dividend of $7 million to government, which shows that we are actually doing well. And for 2025, we even going to have more than 158.
So we are a victim of our success, because now that we have more volume, we have more challenges.
Sure.
So and we have lots of things to improve in terms of process, in terms of clearing. And
we're trying to digitize. So
sorry about that.
This could be one solution. And we have also to review all the existing processes.
Sure.
So yeah, we did that last 2 weeks. We went around, look at some of the gray areas, and then see how best we can solve the problem as soon as possible. Few that we solve when we are on the ground, and then few that we have to sit again as institutions. Because I'm the landlord, I don't want somebody to say I impose something on them, because they are the concessionaires. We have to give them the right because they have an agreement with government of sale.
Look, you have a full support as government to bring together the institutions here to make sure we can declutter, we can harmonize, we can integrate. We give you our commitment to that because that increases efficiency and volumes, and he has our full blessing and support to do those, and he knows that where there are challenges he can follow us
all the time. So
excellent.
we continue the cooperation, and so far so good.
Let's continue to be victims of our success.
Yes.
So
Under my regime, Maroon can confirm that they have done more than well, because intermittently we do normally have our meetings. We have a committee where we all sit and agree on certain things. And like I explained to you, a few of the things that we put in place for us to increase our volume or what for us to increase our production are some of the things that we worked on. Having like people doing going outside, we'll see how best we can have best practices, things like that. So yeah, they know that they have all the support. Even
this is the one where you have 7 days to come and take a product.
Yeah. Grace period, 7 days grace period.
And if you don't take it after 7 days, I see you're not at capacity. But how often are you at capacity here?
We have
$650 a day.
No, you mean the capacity of how many cars?
Oh, 650 cars.
Yes.
650
And
cars.
how often are you at? What's your average occupancy or capacity?
So yes, so it depends when we have a boat coming with cars.
Okay.
so we can reach our 70-80% capacity.
Okay.
And then people come and take their vehicles, so we can drop at 20, 30, 40. So
But you never have a case where it's overfull.
No, it's not, unless we have those big...
and then you bring them
Yes,
there.
we have to bring them.
Okay.
But it's important also to mention
Look, you should be listening to this. So go ahead, say it again.
50% of the consignee manage to take their container out of the terminal within the
Without
7
paying.
days
Yeah.
without paying any additional fee. Meaning that if you anticipate, you can take your good without paying any.
Sure.
So meaning that the other stakeholder customs work well.
Yeah.
Because if they manage to do it, why the other don't?
Yeah.
So it's a question of anticipation.
Planning, better
Yes, and
planning,
planning.
better.
So
And even with that, we're trying to further integrate and further make it easier for people. Even with this success of 50% clearing without demurrage, we're still with the digital processes, with the process harmonization, you're still... Because your objective is not to have people pay extra. It's not...
It's absolutely not the objective. The objective is that to push people to take their containers ASAP, so they will free the yard for other containers to come.
You know, it is a misconception. People always say that, oh, the people at ports want there to be more demurrage. It's like as if demurrage is not how you make money.
No,
the big flows and volumes.
Absolutely. So my interest is to have a better turnover than to have this container stay in the... And now we have more than 600 containers that are more than 300 days here in the...
Right now here.
And they are eligible for auction.
When is the eligibility for auction?
90 days.
Okay, so 90 days is eligibility, but you guys have kept 300 days.
Some of them are 600 days.
600, okay.
So
you know, for me, for important me, what they say with the fixed salon and the fact say, they keep container then many more times longer than we need for the auctioner. And then if one person grab and say, they don't go take the container, they're not auctioner, it really is not good. It's not a true reflection of what happens.
So same, we have been saying this for far too long. We have been engaging the stakeholders, more especially the agents and also the owners, for them to come and pick up their container. Like Marumi rightfully said, we have like 7 days and only 50% adhere to the 7 days. And then the rest 50%, they just don't want to, I don't know if they don't care. And then now we have Depot 1, Depot 2, and Depot 3 in the auction process. So 90 days is the max wherein we think it goes to auction. And then if you fail to remove your container, you can even also initiate the process after the 90 days. You can go through the normal process and get it done. We have created a way for them to come in and get the container for as it is. These are some of the containers that we have now. And our VAT occupancy, this is also telling on our VAT occupancy. Sure. They have started the auction process, of which the Ministry of Finance is taking the Deputy Minister of Finance. The process is on. And
these are for those that are...
But they need to speed up.
So they haven't sped up?
No, not yet, because they came, they do the survey, we give them the list and everything, and now the auction, the auction, the selling should be now, should start.
Do you open the containers and
because what we normally do is we do the survey, send them the list first
of what's in the container.
Yes, the cup, because each and every container has
these are what the
squatters are. Yeah.
With a higher premium because
containers are being rented from different companies. They are paying for them on a daily basis. So if you keep it here at the port, then it means you shouldn't be paying a lot of
logistical
something they are only using. So at the end of the day, we will try to get the person of this
Before?
Sure.
Before we didn't need to have fences around.
You did it?
Now, yeah, we have already fixed all of these fences. We have got barbed wire and also AGL, they have.
This is part of your investment.
Yeah, part of the investment, yeah. The fence, the security fence. Yeah.
So before it was just open?
Not
it was scalable.
Yeah, scalable.
Yes,
Yeah.
we repaired it last year.
Last year.
The pressure coming from
And then also the electricity, they have invested in the 6 megawatt that is providing light.
You have 6 megawatts here?
Yeah, is it 6
megawatts?
Yes.
But it is the backup.
Otherwise, you get from ETSA?
ETSA.
Yes. But sometimes
I understand. We all understand. We all understand.
we spend like more than 2 weeks without having ETSA.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I spoke with the Minister of Energy again, Tony. They promised to engage. They gave us one engineer.
Because you guys pay, no? You're guaranteed.
We pay, of course.
So why wouldn't they prioritize you?
Well, because they think that we have a power tank, but the power tank is a backup. Because if we don't rely on the power tank, that's a breakdown.
At the moment it's 5. Shipping lines.
Shipping line, we have the
5 major.
We have the 4 major. First, SC, CDK, and Harbour. And we have a Quay. The car.
So same like I said, our bags are all full with vessels all over. That shows that we are really
it's
rather
incredible.
100%. It's rather unfortunate that people don't know what we are doing. And then
now they know.
I will tell you again, they will make a seat. You
can start to watch.
Yes, you can maybe.
Which one is that sheet?
This is which one are you uploading?
This one is uploading now cement.
Yes.
It's Sunny Fortune.
And then what's the other one?
The other one is the other key is dedicated only for container vessel.
Okay. These two?
The only one.
Yeah,
These two.
This one.
This crane.
You know, I went to Leone. Did we go together, or I went by myself?
You went by yourself.
But I was calling you or texting you when I was there.
Yeah, asking about
when you think about our port, how does it situate with, I know this band has awards for the port, but from your own point of view, how do you think it situates within the ports around?
So today we can say that the Freetown Terminal is a local national port. Mostly it is to serve the cargo coming local passenger, the people of Sierra Leone. So the ambition is to make it a step more and try to attract transshipment. So it will be a hub for the region, meaning that we have ships coming, they will discharge not only the cargo for Sierra Leone, but also cargo for surrounding countries.
And you do that because of the turnaround time, improvement?
So normally they will come because of your turnaround time, for your activity, service, price, stability. Okay, by the company stable, so
because of the
this will attract them to come.
So because of the improvement that we have done those far, we even have like we had a delegation that came the other day for them to come and on the study. We have received another letter again from Zambia because I think
Is that all the
cameras and lights. Yeah. So most of them are coming out to so that they can go with the better things that we do.
These ones came from a ship, they're here, and then they get moved to the.
So this one.
Normally you stack them by category. Those one are full for export.
Okay.
Those one are full for import.
Okay.
Okay. And there are the empty ones. So you have to stack them by category.
And do you have you have trucks that don't leave here, right? They just those are your own.
Yes. Those one, you see those one, the red one.
Yeah.
And then
are
I think
internal trucks. They are here to serve our operation.
Sure.
And you have the external truck, the external commercial truck.
So the baths that you're renovating, where are they?
from bath 3 to bath 6. Mastership is there.
Here is the limit. This is the new.
This one is the new.
Okay, this is the new bath.
This is the new verse 7. And there you have 6, 5, 3.
I see.
The 3 where the immersion ship is working out.
Okay. That's the one that needs to be renovated.
The 4.
3 to 6, all of them.
Okay,
all of them.
And how, given that now you're 100% full, when you're renovating those baths, how will it affect your business?
Yes, this is challenging. This is what we need to see with the contractor, so that we will continue operation. We will not also block his work.
So according to what they explained, according to what they said, this mostly underwater work is that we need to schedule based on the bath allocation. We know that if they are working here, we will ensure that we move the vessels to areas where they are not. And then
it wouldn't affect the operation much.
Yeah.
And then actually, the bath scheduling, is that awesome? How do you guys do it?
We do a bath allocation by our we have remember yesterday I explained about that, which of the we are in the vessel announcement, vessel allocation.
We do it how many weeks before in advance?
They meet every day. Every day.
Every day,
because now the volumes have increased and the calls have increased so far. So we have to do it every blessed day. Like I explained to you, these are the 2 STS, ship to shore cranes, which makes our work and life very easier. And that makes the game increase our volume. Because initially we used to take longest time for us to operate.
Are you going to add more, or no? You don't need to, because this bath is for containerized, and then the other one is for
breakbulk and bulk.
Breakbulk. So
if we need to add more, we will have to
they have to add,
I see that way.
Yeah, that way. And we have to take into account that those are very, very heavy.
Sure.
100 is 1,500 tons each. You cannot position them here.
Sure.
We have to build a new quay.
Because this is old.
It's not designed to receive.
Sure. So it's a new. When was this built?
It was operational in September 2018.
2018.
We started doing the construction. At that time, I was the country working director of the region. I was working for Bolloré. So
what is there a plan to expand there?
Yeah, we have a vast.
Yes, we have. If we're gonna keep at this volume, we'll have to start to plan an extension. Because an extension is 2 to 3 years. We have to anticipate.
Sure.
Okay, and once the volume is there, you cannot say, I don't have enough space, so take your box.
In addition,
So you have to do
the vessel sizes actually because if the next generation of vessels are so big, we are anticipating 2020, 2030, 2032, they will not be fitting here anymore.
So
Yes,
the answer is yes, and we
have the depth, and we have everything to do that.
natural.
Natural.
So with what we have seen so far, last year we paid up to $4 million as dividend to government, and then this year we have paid $7 million. That shows that we are increasing. And then by 2025, end of 2025, we will increase more than that. So in our meeting again, when we went to Paris for the board meeting, I think they have started anticipating that we should do another expansion because there is no way.
But that's a separate investment.
Yeah, that's separate.
What's the investment estimation for the next generation bath?
We cannot tell at the moment because it's something that they need to come in. The last investment was $120 million.
Wow.
And now because of the trend and
you have to decide what are the needs.
Sure.
And then you can have an estimate.
And we are also pushing them. They need to do their administrative building, so they have like big space.
Theirs or yours?
Yes. We are also working on the administrative building so that we can improve and get more.
Awesome. How regularly do you have these cement ships coming?
Extra occasions, how many?
It's very.
For a month?
Yes, it depends. Sometimes less, sometimes more. We have also a project cargo. You know, those vessels coming with heavy equipment, mostly for the mines.
Yeah.
They have excavator.
They come in.
Yes. And for the container vessel, we have like 20 codes per
20. Wow, and then they each on average take a couple days.
Yes, most of them finish operation in 24 hours. Depends on the volume.
Depends on the volume.
Now they are coming with more volume, more moves. So yes, we can say 36, 48 hours.
Yeah.
20 container vessels a month.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it really shows the growth of the economy.
Absolutely,
100%.
Because it's a very very important indicator. Again, all the containers are coming for the local consumption.
Yeah.
Meaning that.
And again, when people also speak about the GDP rebased and why it was important, as I was saying, an indication that the GDP did grow is that you're having a lot of imports, exports of containers.
Absolutely, there is no other explanation.
So sometimes when we meet as institutions, government institutions, when I explain to some people for them to understand that what we are doing at the port, we are.
I had a 130, right? I think
what we need to do, we just need to go to scan it. Sure. You can take a look at because you have one contact here, so you can already lead. Yeah. So now about our food, and this is our usual for the longest
These
time.
guys are emptying everything here or they leave for here.
It all depends on if they have cargo from Guinea.
I see. There was a thing about for the measuring. I think there was an issue. Was it with mining? When you said there's the thing about the depth and the weighing between NMA and NRA and you guys.
It's actually not a problem because we don't witness as a port or AGL where they are doing loading. Yeah?
You don't?
We don't. They do loading on their site, they see their containers and they come in with their containers. Yeah? And then with the issue of the mining companies, what they do fail to understand is if you load when the mineral is wet, and then it's quite different, the weight will be quite different when the water has been removed from the mineral, and then the weight will be different. So they came in again as the deputy minister was in charge of that investigation. We did the investigation and it's that on our port, it's their own port, because
they fail to understand physics.
Yeah. So it was okay, like we have other vessels waiting.
So these vessels, they're just waiting.
Some are
for
waiting.
these guys to
Yeah.
and then
We have a few that are waiting. We have other vessels that are here for maintenance. We have the ferry.
Okay, so there's also,
we have
you guys do maintenance here?
We have sleep.
No, we don't do that.
We do minor maintenance. You cannot sleep there like this. Minor maintenance, like you need to paint, you need to do some welding, and things like that. We do minor.
If you need a dry dock, it's not available. Sure.
We don't have the space. So we have a space for smaller vessels. We don't have a space for bigger vessels.
And we want to optimize container one of the guests. What are these?
Project cargo for the mining companies. This belongs to Quay,
Yeah, Quay.
And these, okay, so these come loose in the ship.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is what we call project cargo. Or general cargo. Conventional But today, 85% of the trade in the world is done container.
Sure.
So normally you got only the cargo that you cannot put in a container.
Accidents. What do you do to minimize them? And what's the process?
So for incident and accident,
The target is zero incident.
it's zero accident, zero incident. And we are actually doing more again to see that we get zero with the help of the securities that we have and also the safety team that we have. As you can see, we have placed in laws that nobody can enter the port without
Without safety.
Nobody, no.
I mean, I can see that.
No, nobody, including
We do awareness, training for our people, because at the end of the day, what we are always repeating to our staff is that if you don't meet the productivity of this vessel, we can catch up with the next one.
Sure.
If I have a fatality, I cannot
Thank
bring
you,
back.
guys.
I cannot bring back.
How are you?
But I cannot bring back someone. It's more important to take care of the people, make sure that there is no accident, and anything else can be touched.
The people who stow away, is this from workers or?
Before we used to have to do business. I understand, but I think for the past 1 to 2 years now, we have away cases. So what they normally do is not the workers are the key. Sometimes the labor companies that normally comes in because they hire someone to do that job. And then, but because of the measures that we have put in place, when you come in, you have to give us like a work schedule and also give us a work order where you know the names of people that are coming in. And then when they are ready to leave again, we have to check the list again and see that Mr. X is out, Mr. Y is out.
You do that
every day, yes. So we have got that on the normal.
Because when you are inside the terminal, it's like you have a boat.
Sure. Yes, exactly.
It has to be controlled 100%.
The guy inside it. Scanning. Scanning, I've already seen him.
Scanning and then I go.
So Maroon, I was just explaining to CM the security measures and things that we have put in place as against the bad or long rumors that people are spreading out that we are shipping or we are using this port to do
There's a lot of
fake rumors
and a lot of drugs and contraband.
And I was explaining.
We have to be very, very, very careful.
So I was explaining to CM that we as a port, as SLPH, we're just a landlord, and then we have our concessionaires that are doing the extra activities, wherein you do container handling, ITS, they do LSS, they do CTL, and then we have ITS, they do scanning. So now we're going to the scanning and this is exactly how we do the scanning process. So I don't know, and we are doing our job to the best of our ability, wherein we check if we know that anything that is of security interest, we have to take it aside, like we did last time. We managed to find some Bruce Amador.
However, we have suspicion, we have something,
Sure.
we have to declare.
Sure. You were saying you're investing in putting solar up on the roofs, maybe?
Yes, we are now.
What's our target? What's your target?
So the first phase 100 kilowatts.
Okay.
So, this is the scanning area. That's the scanning area. And then before the truck gets in here, they submit all their documents at the entrance. And then what we have done so far is also allowing the driver to come back. And then we have two staff that we have done so far that will drive the trucks inside. Then they go through the scanning. Now we're going into the area, but because of the here, so we can just, they can explain to you how the scanning works and what they do.
Tell them they have 5 minutes.
We
Hello. How are you? You trap the vehicles as well?
So, where is Bokari?
How are you guys? Hi. So tell me, what's the process?
The process here is to scan containers coming in and out of the country. We scan both import and export containers. We have one now. We have one people inside. Now you scan register. Now they then she scans and they are not okay. They are scanned on the screen as you see the image on the other side. After which we go to the IPS for analysis. This is the document in the container info. We have both documents and image to verify and ascertain what's in the container from declaration. So from this SCS, go to the IPS where they do the analysis to confirm what has been declared in the document to ensure it matches the image in the container. If not so, then we will mark suspect or non-suspect as it is known, then we start to
So where's the, what are you looking at for the declaration? It's all synchronized?
Yes.
Because what's the unique ID number? Is it a container number?
Yes, we have each container has a process number PIN from 001 to whatever the number is at the end of the day. So each container has the number.
And that, so it's marked and labeled there. So that goes
from this station will come to the IPS.
What does IPS stand for?
Image Processing Safety Station. So at this station, MC, can you please move a bit? You can come this way, sir.
Sorry.
We have here a screen, one for the image and one for the document.
Okay.
Document states what is
so
in the
there you
container.
can see some vehicles, for sketches and different. Do you have like, okay, you're looking at specific things. Do you have how much of the analysis is automatic versus how much of it is human?
Well, here it's automatic here because on the screen, the declaration on the other side, in which declaration it goes with the image, so he compares the image with the declaration. If it does not match
it, full mattress,
yes,
boxes.
So those items
vehicles,
will be found in this container.
So there are 3 vehicles there, and that's what you see. You see 3 vehicles. That's declared there, and you see them. Okay.
If they do not match, then we have a result that goes to customs, which states suspect or suspect. No suspect.
No suspect. And now you have also a new rule that says nothing should be inside the vehicle anymore. Yes? Is that what, DG? Is that what you said, that now there's a new rule that nothing should be put inside the vehicle?
No, for Grimaldi, because Grimaldi
it's
purposely
okay,
comes
so
in with
it's
so they cannot allow somebody to put
stuff
anything
inside anymore.
anymore.
Okay.
Korea roll is not
They are
in
roll
container.
vessel, yeah.
They are what?
Rolling and roll up
If you
vessel.
put
They-
the container on,
Okay, but those in containers are
Those
allowed
in
to have
containers you
items.
can put other
Yeah.
stuff, but volumes. All right.
So for this case, it's clear, not so.
Yeah.
If the image does not match what is in the clear, it is marked as suspect and sent out to customs for further
And
verification.
I know these guys do their job well, but what's the quality assurance? Like, how do you make sure that they don't doze off and like just keep things? How much do you?
We have 2 staff on this station working at the same time. So when he's tired, we have Mr. Conte
No,
here.
I know, but do you guys also just look through?
Yes, we
the-
go over the images.
All
Yes,
right.
we do that. And we have customs
Thank you.
also.
And customs is there.
Yes, they are here too.
When I give customs chair, they get in your chair.
They have their own station.
And then they go from here to there. I'm gonna show you.
We have the officer here and the supervisor. So they go to analyze and then they do the check.
It's difficult now. They tell her. I said that we they don't give my client and tell me say
No, I
Unannounced.
unannounced. So we make sure that you're at work and you're supervising him. No problem, you're welcome. Yes, thank you. And what happens at the data recording station?
Well, this is the first point. Check-in. All documents coming in are scanned into the system. That goes along with the container image. And then physically it is recorded here for the post purposes.
And when we do the single window, all of these will be and that's the goal. Yeah. Okay. Then we're not scanning and
Documents.
doing stuff. Okay. Thank you.
The driver gave a candle.
From where?
Candle, or we work and go back again.
Where's Sebastian? Where is the guy over there works from where?
Which one?
Your guy, his office is where?
Over there.
The
Marwood? Yeah, that's his office. That building. So that is, yeah, we're trying to remove all of
kind
it. He's got a new office. Every time we say that, we can they can call the value complex. You call against the calendar, you say the cano. So say
and then we connect to this one. How do you, what's your view on the, do you have JVs with other countries? You manage other ports?
Yes.
AGL.
We manage 23 in West Africa.
You manage 23 ports in West Africa?
Yes.
You don't have to make me feel good about Sierra Leone, but what's your assessment of your partnership in Sierra Leone?
Sorry?
What's your assessment? Sierra Leone, 1 port out of 23 in West Africa. What's your general perspective on the joint venture?
Well, like I said, so far, I think that we are more a partner than concessionaire and landlord. I want to say that since I arrived, at least, I can see lots of cooperation from the authority. I think it's the same from our side. So, and this is the key to success. This is the key and I think that we are transparent enough. So that's the issue.
Yeah, but left hand knows not run, knows left hand. I walk in
And it's important to address the thing. Like if you need to find shelter, if you need to do it. So I can say so.
That's good. Is it because he was one of your staff? That's I hope you know.
When he was here, I was not here.
Sure.
met 1 year ago when I arrived.
Yeah, he started working for Bologna 1 year ago, and I left FTL in 2018.
All the team I used to
In terms of working age for Bologna or the group, I think I have more working age than even Marune, because I just started 1 year ago, and I did like almost 12 years with Bologna. And I grew up to the rank of document director for the East one. So,
how many years did you be at the club?
6 years now.
6 years. What about you, director of operations?
The same, sir.
yeah. The cars will be coming this way.
There they are. Yes, how are you? Thank you for what you're doing. And let's connect. Please make sure give you guys what you need. I think in terms of efficiency, in terms of population, we really have to make sure you guys.
I'll be one for them so far. We started this review at least in 2020. But with your help, the government, they have switched thus far, and the agreement now we are now at Parliament waiting for ratification. The support that we are getting now from the government, we haven't received any support. But we can attest to that. Even the
He's my boss, that's why. He tells me what I need to do. See, I like your cap. I'm going to have keep it. At least I've had Palava cap. You have had Palava. He told me, don't say. Exactly. This is very important. This is not happening with them.
Let's have a finish,
Yes,
all the staff, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the staff in my camera. Close it quickly.
Come here. Maggie, come here.
Photograph me,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you very
I get the all number. I get the all number.
For me, I just got here, man, and let them put you. Come, stop me. Yes, sir.